So the super elevation is provided to minimize the effect of the centrifugal force V square by W V square by GR, as well as the extra widening is also provided for the safety of the vehicle. Okay, so this extra widening, that is the WE, and the super elevation, that is small e, is provided as per the your requirement and the provisions given by the IRC. Okay, so the formula for your super elevation is equal to V square by 225R. V square by 225R is the formula. Now, the basic formula is V square by 227R, but here the formula is V square by 225R for the mixed traffic. This formula is for the, what you can say, mixed traffic design. Okay, this is for the mixed traffic. The basic formula is E is equal to V square by 127R. V square by 127R. This is the basic formula. Okay, this is the main formula for your E. E is the super elevation. Super elevation means it is the rate of super elevation. Remember. Okay. Now, why this 225 or where from it came? Because for mixed traffic, we consider the 75% of the design speed. Means if your vehicle is moving at 100 kmph, moving at 100 kmph means if the design speed is 100 kmph, we will only consider as 75 kmph, and considering the value of V as 75 kmph here, we will get this formula for the mixed traffic, that is E is equal to V square by 225R. Okay, so this is our first step. Okay, now the second step is your maximum permissible value for E should always be less than or equal to 0.07. So always remember this thing, that the maximum permissible value for super elevation is 0.07 or it is 7%, what we called it as. Okay, but if according to the above formula, above these two formula, your value is exceeding the 0.07, then what you should do, you should check for the friction. Now this is the third step I am writing here. This is the third step. Now you check for the friction, and the formula for coefficient of friction is V square by 127R, V square by 127R minus 0.07, which is the maximum permissible value for your super elevation. Okay, so 0.07 it is. Okay, so this is the value for coefficient of friction. Okay, now you are not getting the value less than this, so that's why you will check for the friction, and again the maximum permissible value for this friction is 0.15. Okay, now if it is less than 0.15, then you can go for this super elevation, that is 0.07. It is okay. Okay, but if again it is exceeding the 0.15 value, if your coefficient of friction value is again exceeding the 0.15, then you should go for the step 4. Okay, now in this step 4, what is the preliminary condition? In this step 4, your value of super elevation is also exceeding the 0.07. Your value of friction is also exceeding the minimum permissible value, that is 0.15. Then in such condition, what you should do, you should apply the formula for the design speed means you should now reduce your design speed, because these two values are dependent on the design speed. They are directly proportional to design speed, right? So you need to reduce the design speed. Okay, so now the formula for allowable speed we will have, that is VA, maximum allowable speed, and that formula is an empirical formula. That formula is equal to, and all students can write down in your notebook, because all these formulas are very much important as far as your exam is considered. 27.94, 27.94 into R. Okay, so this is the formula for allowable maximum speed. Now, what should be the condition? Your design speed should be less than the allowable speed, right? According to this formula and IRC. Now, as per this formula, if your allowable speed is, what you can say, less than the design speed, then again what you should do, you should make the correction that your design speed should be less than or equal to the allowable speed. Okay, suppose that your design speed is, what you can say, 90 kmph and allowable speed is 100 kmph. So maximum allowable is 100 kmph and your design speed is 90 kmph, then it is okay, right? But if it is exceeding, if your allowable speed is 100 and your design speed is 110 kmph, then you should consider design speed as maximum allowable speed, that is 100 kmph. Now the student may ask that from where this formula came. Va is equal to under root of 27.94 r, from where this formula came. So we apply the condition from step 3 to step 4. We are going from step 3 to step 4. How? That I will just briefly explain to you. Your maximum value of E is 0.07, maximum permissible. The maximum permissible value for F is 0.15, right? So make the addition of E plus F. The E plus F value will be your maximum value. So 0.07 plus 0.15, that value will be your 0.22, right? So 0.22 will be your maximum value of E plus F. Now what you will do, the actual formula for super elevation is E plus F V square by 127 R. So here you have the E plus F basically, right? So neglecting the coefficient of friction, you have calculated this value for mixed traffic. But considering this value with the friction, E plus F is equal to V square by 127 R. This is the original formula. Now put E plus F is equal to 0.22 here on LHS. On RHS, you are having the V square by 127 R. So on solving this equation, you will get VA is equal to under root of 27.94 R. Now why we have converted the V to VA? Because you are using the values maximum here. You are using the value of E as maximum, that is the your 0.07. You are using the value of F as maximum, that is the your 0.15. For maximum value, your speed should be maximum allowable speed. So that's why finally we got this step 4, that is VA is equal to under root of 27.94 R. So finally you will apply this formula. Which formula? VA formula. And in according to this formula, you will consider this as design speed with the super elevation of 0.07, which is the maximum, and with the friction value 0.15, which is also the maximum. Means beyond this friction value you cannot go, and beyond this super elevation value, that is 0.07, you cannot proceed. You cannot do the design of the road exceeding the value, exceeding the 7% super elevation and 0.15 as coefficient of friction. Now, in this all formulas, which formula you should remember and which formula you should use to solve the numerical, that is important. Okay. So basically, in any numerical, you use this formula, the formula which, what you can say, which I will here now you can see it exactly. Basically you prefer this formula, E plus F is equal to V square by 127 R. Now this V is in kmph, remember. If in numerical it is in meter per second, convert it to the kmph. Okay, so E plus F is equal to V square by 127 R. R is the radius of your curve for this thing. Okay, now if your value of E and F, if your value of F should be given, if it is not given, then you can assume it as 0.15 in numerical. If value of E is not given, then you can assume it as less than 7% or less than 0.07. Okay, now if in numerical they are asking you to find the value of E, provided that the value of F is given, then if you want to find the value of E, then value of V must be given and value of R must be given in your numerical. Okay, so ultimately these three are the variable factors. If you want to find any one value, then other two values must be given in the numerical. This is the formula. Now, second step, if your E is exceeding this 0.07, then apply the third step, right? Find out the value of F by using this formula. F is also exceeding the 0.15, then go for this fourth step, that is VA is equal to under root of 27.94 into R. Okay, the R is also in the what you can say under root. Okay, so your VD should be less than the V allowable, less than or equal to in extreme conditions. Okay, so this is all about the super elevation. Now we will go for the another what you can say another topic. The curves are there, you all know that curves are there. Now this is what you can say your horizontal curve, right? So the curves are there and curves are having certain what you can say radius. So this is the what you can say radius of this curve. Okay, so now you can term it as a horizontal curve. Okay, now for this horizontal curve you are having the formulas as earlier said. E is equal to v square by 225 R for mixed traffic, and general formula for coefficient of friction is v square by 127 R minus 0.07. This is the formula for your coefficient of friction. And for horizontal curve, this R, that is the your R minimum, or we called it as also called it as a ruling radius. Okay, so R minimum is equal to, you note down this formula, also it is useful for your numericals, v square by 127 multiplied by E plus F. This formula is also derived from the previous formula. So in this formula again, your V is in kmph. I will write it here kmph. Okay, V is in kmph. E is the rate of super elevation less than 0.07 as you know. F is the coefficient of friction. It is also less than 0.15, less than or equal to as you know. So you will get the ruling value of the radius for the horizontal curve. Okay, now along with this horizontal curve, which thing is to be provided for road safety? Along with this horizontal curve, you need to provide the extra widening, right? So the extra widening should be provided, and which one is the formula for extra widening now? Now this is the your what you can say extra widening. Okay, for the better safety. Okay, now extra widening is also of two types. This is the extra widening. Extra widening is of two types basically: mechanical extra widening, that is the WM, and psychological extra widening, that is the WPS. Okay, see here, all these questions and all these notes what I am giving are very much useful for your competitive examination or your gate examination. Okay, because what I am teaching is based on this. Okay, based on the competitive examination, it will be useful for you, not only our university examination. Okay, so extra widening is of the two types, that is the mechanical extra widening and psychological extra widening. Now what is the mechanical extra widening? Mechanical extra widening means you are having the wheelbase. This is your wheel. Okay, so the circumference of your wheel is there, and your wheel may have certain wheel or tire may have your, what you can say, less friction, greater friction, or moderate friction. So you don't know how much your tire is perfect for your travel, right? So in such case your vehicle may skid along this road having this value of R minimum, having the allowable design speed, having the allowable super elevation, having the allowable friction, your vehicle may skid. So in spite of your perfect design, in spite of your perfect super elevation, your vehicle may skid because of your tire, because you don't know the condition of tire when you are driving, right? So that type of extra widening is mechanical extra widening. Okay. Now the psychological extra widening. What is the psychological extra widening? Driver is having what, in which condition the driver is driving the vehicle, you don't know. In which psychological thing he is having. If suddenly certain thing comes as an obstruction on this road, if suddenly certain vehicle comes from the opposite end, then there should be also certain extra space, and that extra widening we called it as a WPS, that is the psychological extra widening. That is the, it depends upon the psychology of driver. Okay, so this type of two things is there, and when you add these two things, you will get the total extra widening. Okay, now what is the formula for mechanical extra widening? The formula for mechanical extra widening is NL square divided by 2R. NL square by 2R. Now what is the N? N is your number of lanes, and L is the length of your wheelbase. Okay, now this is your wheelbase. This is your wheelbase. Okay, so L will be, small l will be this length of your wheelbase. R is, you know what is the value of R? R is nothing but your radius of the your horizontal curve. Okay, N is the number of lanes, one lane, two lane, three lane, four lane, six lane, whatever the lanes you are having, one, two, four, six. Okay, so this is the formula for your mechanical extra widening. Now, what is the formula for your psychological widening? The formula for your psychological widening is V divided by 9.5 R. V divided by 9.5 R. V is again your speed of the vehicle or design speed. R is again the radius of your curvature, that is the horizontal radius. Okay. So when you add these two things, you will get the total extra widening required. So in exam, you may get this numerical, calculate the extra widening required for a horizontal curve, and based on that, you can solve that numerical. Okay. So now after this extra widening, the major the major important thing again is your transition curve. Okay, now what is the transition curve? Transition curve is also important. We have seen the horizontal curve, but when two or more horizontal curves are there, you need to combine this curve, right? Whenever you are traveling on a hilly road, you have this zigzag type of curves, or you can say S type of curve. So that S type of curve, the two opposite direction curves are there, and we need to join that two curves. So to efficiently join or to efficiently form a single, what you can say, normal curve and inverse curve, you have the transition curve. What is the meaning of transition? Meaning of transition is you are going from one, you are shifting from one curve to another curve, right? You are shifting from curve with higher radius to lower radius, or lower radius to higher radius. So the transition will occur, and that is nothing but your transition curve. Now there are certain types of the transition curve. Okay, A transition, what is the definition of transition curve? A transition curve has a radius which decreases from the infinity at a tangent point to a designed radius of the circular curve. To a designed radius of circular curve. So this is the definition of transition curve. You may write it down. A transition curve has a radius which decreases from infinity at a tangent point to a designed radius of the circular curve. Now I will draw a diagram here showing the various types of transition curve, and that diagram will also be useful for you. So there are basically three types of transition curves. Okay, so I will draw all the three types. Now this is the what you can say cubic parabola. This is the simple type of transition curve. This is the cubic parabola. As you all know, this is the your what you can say spiral curve, right? So this is the spiral transition curve, and this type of curve is your what you can say lemniscate. So these are the three types of transition curve that you can provide. Okay, now this transition curve can be calculated by the three methods. There are three methods to calculate the transition curve basically. Now I will write here first method. First method is by the calculation of rate of change of centrifugal acceleration. Okay, now what is the centrifugal force? You know, WV square by GR. Rate of centrifugal acceleration means change in centrifugal acceleration with respect to your length or with respect to your pathway. Okay, the centrifugal force is introduced on a vehicle on a curve because when a vehicle is traveling, centrifugal force will act, right? So suitable shape of transition curve is to be required. You also require to design the length of that transition curve. So length of transition curve is important, and this first method is by the centrifugal acceleration method. So a long derivation is there, but we will not go to the derivation. We will directly write down the formula for length of transition curve by the first method, and that formula is, all students can write down this formula because this is important, and the numerical is also asked based on this formula 0.0215 divided by CR. Capital C is different, R is different, in the numerator multiplied by V cube. So this is the formula. Now what is the C? C is your constant, and the value of constant can be calculated again by another formula, that is 80 divided by 75 plus V. So this is the formula, and your again V is in kmph. So remember this thing that your V is in kmph. Okay. So again, one more note is there, and that note is your C should be between 0.5 to 0.8. 0.5 to 0.8, that your value should lie. Now the other terms such as the R is the radius of your circular curve, not the transition curve, right? Because your transition curve will start from the circular curve. So this R is the radius of circular curve. V is your design speed in kmph. Again you will get C, that is the constant from this formula, 80 by 75 plus V. Again V is in kmph. So you will get finally the value of LS, and that is nothing but your length of transition curve. Okay, so this is by your first method. Now again we will go for the second method. Second method is the rate of introduction of super elevation. So again the second method is based on the E, and E is nothing but rate of super elevation. So your formula for LS again it will be equal to capital E into capital N divided by 2. Now what is this capital E and capital N? So capital N is the your rate of change of super elevation, and that will be your 1 in n. 1 in n will be the value. Okay, so again your value of n, rate of change of super elevation, okay, will be in between 60 to 150. Your value should be between 60 to 150. All these values are important as far as the numericals are considered and your competitive exams are considered. Again, the value of your capital E. Now, what is this capital E? Capital E is related with your widening and extra widening. So, capital E is equal to again small e. Small e is the super elevation, which is always less than the 0.07. Small e multiplied by W. W is the width of your lane plus WE. WE is nothing but your width of extra lane. Extra lane means extra widening. Okay, so that you will get this value of capital E. Okay, so this is all about the second method. And the third method you will have by using the empirical formula, and that formula will be LS, length of transition curve, by the third method, 2.7 into V square by R. So this is by our third method. Okay.